Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. As these BNR truckers take on Old Atlanta, I will go over the race information real quick, and then I'll send it over to whoever else. Oh, Willie. So, you see here, we're at Atlanta, Georgia. It's a 1.5 mile track. The current track temperature is 85 degrees. So they got a little bit more cooler track temps this week. 67 degrees is the weather outside, 44% humidity, clear skies, 13 mile per hour wind. That wind's going to have a big factor going down that backstretch. It is, 135 laps, 209 miles, 80% fuel, 4 sets of tires. These truckers get 1 quick fix and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. Well,
Yes, Atlanta Motor Speedway, hot Atlanta, here this evening. So, like you talked about, track temperature. Where's track temperature? It's just
it's
only
86.
85. Yeah, 85 degrees, mid 80s for the track temperature. So it's not going to be too slick at the moment. Maybe if the track does heat up during the race conditions, more rubber being laid down, etc., more trucks being on the track at the same time, it might heat up a little bit. But at the moment, it's not going to be too slick. It's going to be just great conditions for these trucks, I do believe, Brian. But yes, hot Atlanta this evening. It's almost cool Atlanta. But 1960 was when. Want to make sure I got my year right. Broke ground in 1958. Oh my goodness, it took 2 years to complete. It did take 2 years to complete. It, almost 2 full years, not quite. 1960 to current day, races has been held here. Even back in the day from 1965 all the way up, on and off from 1965, on and off up until 2001. IndyCar used to race here, but back there was a one heck of a crash here in the IndyCar series where they eventually had to stop racing here. Coming out of turn number 4, there was you can find it on YouTube, terrible crash. AJ Foyt the fourth, I guess it was the fourth, had a terrible accident, almost got into the catch fence, and I want to say that was one of the last times IndyCar did ever come here. The Camel, IMSA Camel GT Series, that was what it was called back in the day, Camel cigarettes, unfortunately. But anyway, they raced here one time, it says here, thanks to Wikipedia, back in 1993. There is a road course here at Atlanta. At least there used to be. Don't know if there actually still is now with the reconfiguration to the new Atlanta. This is Legacy Atlanta, what is called in iRacing, Legacy Atlanta. Old Atlanta, to me, is basically what Homestead looks like now. But anyway, I don't know. Let me find... Oh, okay, there we go. Because I was going to say new Atlanta has different degrees of banking, but I found it. Here we go. 24 degrees of banking here, 5 degrees on the straightaways, Brian. So you're going to always feel slightly elevated, just ever so slightly. The front straightaway, not so much, but you got to make those double left-hand dogleg turns, if you will, going down the quad oval front straightaway. It's another track that has been flipped as far as the front straightaway being the back straightaway, vice versa. Back in the day, that's what they were, similar to Darlington and other.
Time that was P3 down to P6. Wow.
Oh,
that is very
even
close.
P7, P8. Oh my goodness! And then there's a tie for ninth between Stipe and Ernest King. Almost called him a different king, but
Well, I guess now it's time to do the starting grid, and then we'll let you get back into your shindig real quick. So, starting P1, Brandon Moore. P2 will be Jaden Sanchez. P3 will be Paul Brown. P4 will be Ron Hunter. P5 will be Joshua Highball. P6 will be Troy Daggett. P7 will be Justin Steves. P8 will be Skylar Sixton. P9 will be Joe Stipe. P10 will be Ernest King. P11 will be Evan Amick. P12 will be Jim Willis. P13 will be Tyler Myers. P14 will be Dan Withers. P15 will be JP Big Dog. P16 will be Brian Schwartz. P17 will be Pete Woodrum. P18 will be Robert Amaral. P19 will be Sammy Archibald. P20 will be Chris Campbell. P21 will be Anthony Line. P22 will be Chris Camary. P23 will be David Fashholtz. P24 will be Daniel Lyle.
all of them now.
That is all of them.
I didn't know if you were going to take a small break and do some more. So, 24 starters here this evening. So, fuel mileage 30 to 35 laps. We were told. If they didn't tell us right, they were lying to us. So, not us. So, 135 laps. You're going to have to split this race up into a lot of portions to make it home. At least maybe 4 stops, possibly, Brian. I may be overestimating that, but at the moment it could possibly be 4 if we do have caution-free racing. This track always has provided great racing, whether it be trucks, Xfinity, Cup cars. Like I said, you can go back, look up some of the old IndyCar races from back in the day. They were cool to watch too. I'm sure if we could find the old IMSA race from here back in the day, that would be cool to watch too. But do what? Yeah, that's the silver. That's the silver. Well, no, the silver edition car that Dell ran in the 96 or I think the 97 All-Star race. I want to say. The year that DW went along the outside of him. No, that's actually the Tasmanian Devil car, but on a truck, because you see the Tasmanian Devil in the bed of the truck. So that's actually a Kevin Harvick paint scheme, I think.
That is...
That's not the Tasmanian Devil?
Once we go green, I'll show you what it is.
Okay, thank you. Extra clarification.
Anyway...
my eyes aren't all that good at reading small or looking at small things from a distance. So yes, pace truck is off, green flag. You kill me with that, Brian. You kill me with that.
I'm about to show you what's on the back real quick.
Is it like a mural? Oh, it's a mural. See, from a distance, from the upside down chopper cam, it looked like the Tasmanian Devil. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like I thought it was basically like Dell Earnhardt upside down looks like the Tasmanian Devil to me. I'm sorry. Anyway.
No, you're good. So green flag's out. They come to complete lap 2. I see here the 66 of Mick and Robert Amaral going into turns 1 and 2.
Lap 1.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's lap 2.
Well, now it's lap 2, yeah. But they were completing lap 1, yes. Don't get too ahead of yourself now. I do that enough as it is.
I know.
So we still have a lot of people side by side. Not everybody has decided to just single file it yet. Look at everybody. And this is what you're going to be able to do for a little bit on fresh tires, on a restart, or the initial get up and go. You're going to be able to get whatever you can in the early goings of the fresh tires. You see Daggett almost kissed the wall. He was flirting with it up there on the exit of 2. So I don't know if he brushed it, touched it, flirted. He got awful close. But you're going to be able to race super hard with fresh tires in the early goings, like I said, of the tire life, whether it be just coming out of the pits or if you choose to do that instead of just being conservative. Oh, Myers.
Oh,
No,
oh,
that's
no,
not
no, no,
Myers.
no. Oh, man.
That's Maydew, right? Oh, man.
No, that's Tyler.
Camary. Oh, that was Myers. Okay.
Myers comes on up and collects Chris.
Camary, yep.
That is all on Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler had a bobble, and he thought he had it straight enough to come back up onto the racing surface, but I think at that moment he just got arrow tight as the other trucks went around him, and like I just have to agree with you, that's unfortunately all on Myers. But sucks for Camary. Camary actually minding his own business for once and not actually body slamming or pile driving somebody, Brian. So, sorry, Camary. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I'm just saying. For once, he was actually the innocent bystander.
Yeah, Chris fights hard.
Which
on Tuesday night.
Oh, he does. He
just
does.
Like that. Oh,
He's
no.
Oh man, 98 and Scott. Yeah, thank you, Skyler. In a different. Oh man, that's definitely going to be our first caution of the evening. I don't see how it can't be. Skyler Sixton and who is in the? That's Brown. In the 70.
Somebody just came.
So they had it
and launched him.
Yeah, they had it saved, and is that Robert?
Nope, it's 66.
That's Robert.
No, that's a Mick.
Oh, okay, a Mick. My apologies. I thought Robert changed his number on me.
No, that was Evan.
So you see, for the most part, everybody's still double file battling, and I think he was battling with Campbell. He could have been side by side with Campbell, and oh my goodness, they had it saved for the most part, but they're slow. They're getting back up to speed after getting into the wall, ricocheting out of the wall. So, you see, he's got the Venom helmet. That's a nice choice. Be all jump scary. So just, you're side by side. You're trying to find a hole to go into, but oh my goodness, not able to maneuver quickly enough is the net result there. So, quite unfortunate for a few drivers. So this will allow Camary to be able to pit. He can take advantage of the one fast repair granted in the BNR Truck Series, right, Brian? So yes, everybody who just had an issue or a problem, Tyler Myers, for instance, if he did go a lap down trying to make it to pit road, which it says he did on the scoring and timing, so this might help out Myers. Myers could get his lap back here. But it doesn't help, it doesn't really help out the people that just got involved in that. Skyler, Brown, Fashholz, I believe. They may be having to use a quick repair. I don't know if any lead lappers pitted because we were observing the replay, Brian, but...
Yes. Brandon Moore and Jaden. I'm not too sure who else.
Okay, 10-4. But yeah, I wasn't trying to throw Chris anywhere. Like I was just saying, he does drive the wheels off of it. He's a hard charger. Everybody should be in their own respect, right? But Chris just, while hard charging, kind of like Jaden from time to time, right, Brian? Like while charging, while you're being aggressive, you just tend to get into more people or more walls or more conflict. But that just means you're trying. So sometimes you just got to harness it, rein it down a little bit, get some composure, and then maybe that might help you, get your racecraft, kind of flattened out. You know what I mean? Kind of like a baker with its dough. It's like you want to really be good with your racecraft. You want to be very respectful to all the drivers, as long as you can be.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to rough
Nice.
everybody up because then nobody will work with you ever. You got some Batman logos that pop up whenever you share your stream, Brian. That's cool. Did you do that because I kept saying like same bat time, bat channel, or like does
No,
it just do that?
that's just the.
Oh, okay. Okay, it just does it.
That's the.
It's,
So you can set up. You can choose like what
yeah.
overlays you want, kind of from on Twitch, and they all come with
Okay.
different things. I guess
It's a
that
Twitch
happened.
thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like trains. I like Twitch because it's more.
Yes. Well, you love trades. So
Yes.
why don't you play that train simulator?
Oh, I've tried. There's so many buttons and like you got to keep up with stuff, and there could be children on the track in front of you. You don't want to harm children, right?
Well,
So what? No, that actually happened to me one time whenever I rode on. I took an Amtrak, and yeah, it
oh
had to
yeah,
come to a complete halt.
that does
Really
happen.
busted my a bubble of. Well, Myers was not able to get his lap back, so iRacing must have deemed he was involved in the caution or something.
Unless he was 2 laps down, that's probably what happened.
Good point. He could have been too. We were reviewing that wreck a good
And
long.
Troy
Oh,
takes the green
yes,
flag.
he. Yep. I really like talking so much tonight. That's a good thing, I guess.
Oh, you're good though. That's all right.
Ernie,
Troy,
go ahead.
I was gonna say Troy with a great start.
Yeah, that was a nice little double jump. I don't think he meant to double jump. It's just hard sometimes. Atlanta is one of the easiest mile and a halves, or one of the easiest tracks in general ever, to where you will get tire spin, loads of tire spin rolling into the restart zone, and then when you go to apply the pressure to mat it to the floor. See everybody side by side still, for the most part. We have a couple of single trucks here and there, but it's pretty action packed, like I talked about how it probably would be on these restarts.
Yep.
Almost 3 wide.
I remember they only give you 2 sets of tires, so
Yeah, 4 sets of tires, so you don't really want to be putting tires on every caution, right? So you got to really hopefully make those tires last at least 33 laps, right, Brian? Driver's saying 35 laps on a full tank, so.
you see the 41 of Highball out there with JP to his outside. A 13's looking to follow JP there as Highball's going to stay on the inside lane there with who's the 53? I remember all these. Willis. Okay, there you go. Oh, Willis. You see that Highball is teammates with Amaral and the 81 of Line. So.
Well, whenever the summer our school gets let out, they'll have another teammate, Wonder, Del Rat. Oh, huge collision down the back straightaway, coming what we could only believe be out of turn number 2.
Huge wreck.
And that's Lyle in the 4 and Pete Woodrum in the 5. Doesn't look like Pete's too happy with Lyle because, he either that or he was just kind of stuck shoving him in the rear. Lyle floats up the track, gets into, I believe that's Schwartz, right? And then, man, so Lyle kind of just getting tight or just walking it up the track into Schwartz and ricochets off of the fence into Woodrum's line of sight. Woodrum just hoping for another good race like he kind of has been having, and that forward positive momentum has come to a halt.
The problem is
Robert's in the pits now.
Yeah.
This could be unscheduled. He's came in the pits with Brown again. I wonder if him and Brown had a tangle.
If you are off the racing line, unfortunately, the yellow doesn't come out. If this was NASCAR, yes, that would have been a yellow massively. But, unfortunately, iRacing considers cars that are off track, why throw a yellow to them? So, if they're not in a racing surface, let's keep these guys going, and, yeah. Oh boy, Justin Steve's up there in P2.
Justin started in the top 7, I do believe.
Yes, he did.
So he does have speed. We do know it. It's just when does he decide to show it, or I guess it's just a kind of like I used to be a track-to-track basis, right, Brian? So sometimes he does have that good longevity speed, or he's able to conserve the fuel to make it a fuel mileage game if it could stay green. Oh, we got a truck around coming out of turn number 2 up against the wall.
Facing the wrong way.
Yes, he is. Caution should be coming out. See how this transpired.
Sammy just comes in full blast and says, nope, 67, see you later. '67 was probably lifting to hit his marks, but Sammy just happened to say,
I don't know if Sammy was expecting him to kind of get up the track because we wouldn't really be seeing Sammy just run over people, right? Like that's not something Sammy does. So I just think the 67 gets a bit tight here. He starts to plow up the track, and then that, like you said, Sammy, it looks like Sammy just kind of plows him over, but just maybe the closing rate, the reaction time and everything, like whenever Weathers goes to maybe like what you said, get out the throttle. Yeah, oh yeah, pit road busy, definitely. Everybody coming down here. I do believe this is everybody. Jason Pearson looks like he might win the race out of pit road, though.
yep. Oh, now it goes to it.
Let's talk to JP.
JP. Big dog.
Yo, yo, yo.
Well, JP, second caution so far the evening, lap 23 we're working. Lots of different strategy unfolding, because limited sets of tires here in the BNR Truck Series, so you really want to make those tires last and maybe hopefully conserve a set as well, right? So, like we said, different strategy. Looks like maybe just a splash and go for you there?
Yeah, I just took gas only there. When that first caution come out, I had already went ahead and got a set just to be on the safe side there. Be fresher than everybody else, at least even if it was 6 or 7 laps. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and a little splash and go, just top it off right here. I figure I maybe have 9, 10 laps on them tires so far, so I'm good to go.
Right. Looks like the 67 in front of you just might have got a bit tight, just how he entered the corner and everything, and he pushed up, and Archie just said hello and goodbye real quick to him there. So do you think maybe everybody might kind of calm down now after the second caution? We might actually get some green flag running in?
I think the more green flag laps we can get in, the calmer they get. You can really see a lot of trucks is pushing, especially out of 2. And it's like they're not really wanting to let up out of it until they're right there up on the wall. But it does seem like all the wrecks has happened right around me tonight. I don't know how I've made it through at least 2 or 3 of them already. But hopefully we'll turn out to be a good one.
Yes, hopefully indeed, Jason. Well, thanks for talking to us, and good luck going forward, man.
Appreciate it, fellas. Oh, oh, oh.
No problem. Oh, JP, great guy, great guy.
So you can imagine most, if not everybody, taking a splash, maybe Wrights. If they didn't take tires last time they pitted, they took tires this time. Kind of like what Jason did. He took tires last time, so he didn't take tires this time. We have Brandon Moore back in the pits. We can only assume Brandon's just going to top off and play a game that he likes to play of working back up through the field. See how that will work for him.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but that's where the wreck's been majority at in the back there, about mid-pack.
Yep.
So
I don't know if I would with conditions like that, like everybody being ultra racy mid-pack on back, I don't know if I would want to set myself up for something like that. That might just make me mad later on. So going to get the restart here at lap 26. JP in the lead. Troy Daggett to his outside. We got Justin Steves restarting third and Ernest King in fourth position. Joe Stipe rounds out the top 5, and Jaden Sanchez is sixth. Willis in the 53 is seventh, and yes, green flag is out. I couldn't get all the top 10, but I think JP spun his tires. Yep, JP might have barked his tires off a little bit there on the restart. So maybe Troy, that could be why he was able to just Nelly, that was really close. Really, really close. I'm surprised they didn't net code there. So.
Yep. Old tires are a thing, and you got a lot of these drivers on freshies. That's the nature of the beast. You're going to get left in the dust. But you play that tire strategy, make sure you have that set at the end.
Well, Amick there in the 66, so he's got his fast repair and got that truck back good as new, looks like. So back inside the top 10. Campbell in 10th position. Archie slicing and dicing. Campbell's having a battle now for that 10th position with Skylar Sigston coming off. Yep, I'm getting to him. Pete Woodrum got his fast repair, so he is trying to get back inside the top 10. There's only so many spots that you can be inside the top 10.
That is true.
Ernest King and Troy Daggett exchanging blows for the lead while looking back here.
Yep, Ernest looking to have a good run here tonight. We won't have him for 2 weeks. He's in the process of moving down to South Carolina. So safe travels to him. Hopefully he gets there safe. Hopefully everything arrives in one piece. And best of luck to him on the new adventures. That's for sure.
That's exactly what you said, Brian. Moving can be a hassle. So,
Boy, did I hate it. Oh.
so Jaden creeping into that battle for second, or first, I should say. So, as we look back here, the 53 and 66 going at it for 7th position. We almost have a 6-truck breakaway. Pearson, like you said, kind of falling into the clutches of all these guys that possibly took tires or offset tire strategy than what Pearson is. So that's why we're not seeing Pearson normally in his top 5 positioning.
Nope.
Which you got to almost commend, doing some type of strategy to save a set of tires that you may need later on. There's Kamari.
Yeah, I was going
He
to say
got a
this,
fast
Chris.
repair too.
He said, "The hell with that! I'm just getting away from Tyler."
We got Hunter up here inside the top 10 at the moment, so that's a good thing to see because he's normally in or about the top 10. He's trying, knocking on the door, so sometimes he has good runs running inside the top 5. He got the polar outside pole one of the races here, so love to see the speed out of Hunter.
Yep. I think all the 1-5 Studio teammates, aka Ramrod, they will eventually all be in the top 10. So
yeah, they're hoping for a good top 10 night at least. If they can get all 3 of them in the top 10, that's a good night for them.
absolutely, it is.
About to be 100 laps to go, Brian.
Yep. Next time by. You see here, Jaden and Sammy, as Justin looks to go to the inside of that 21 machine of Archibald there. The teammates of the 38 and 21 of the Young Guns here.
But they were the Young Bucks.
I mean, they could be. That's for sure.
Yeah, I could see it.
Me too. Well, next week, these guys are heading to Bristol.
One's a smart aleck, the other is a know-it-all. I mean, what? I'm talking about the Young Bucks, not Jaden or Archie. Now, I was talking just a wrestling fan being a nerd.
Well, that is true because they think their shit don't stink. And,
okay, wow. Gonna have to put a couple of extra dollars in the swear jar.
just,
My goodness, Brian.
I know, it's just a force of habit, I guess.
know it. That's what I get working with a guy, born and raised in New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Jersey.
Well, Brandon Moore up up a spot.
Only one spot.
Yes.
Mr. Conservative back here, just driving Miss Daisy is what Brandon's doing.
Oh, yes, he is, 'cause he's 12 seconds off. So he's like, I don't want nothing to do with all that up there, and you know what I know, how very good Brandon Moore is at tire saving.
Yeah, he could probably drive that 12 seconds right back to about maybe only 5 back. No problem. He could probably be in the top 10 if he truly wanted to. But we saw him come back down, top off that truck, and put himself back there in that positioning to just maybe have a bit better strategy call when this is all said and done, possibly. But it's about a 50-50. It's basically like throwing dynamite in a river, trying to fish with dynamite at this point.
Well,
So Ernie and Jaden, man, epic 4 truck battle here for the second position. My
oh boy.
goodness, Troy has driven
Pretty wide.
away, and let's hold our breath, folks. So don't hold it too long. But oh my goodness, Ernie
Oh,
trying to come down and close that middle door. Justin says, "Why am I up here? I shouldn't be up here." And maybe he's having different regrets or different choices. But Ernie really holding station, holding strong. He's doing everything he can to hang on to that second place positioning.
boy.
Really wishing that maybe Will or someone else was here racing with him instead of kind of
They
feeling
have
all
a
alone.
they have a 16-mile-per-hour wind gust.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I usually say anything over 8 or 10 mile per hour. You know, whenever you can just be walking down the sidewalk and then all of a sudden a good gust of wind and you kind of fall in the ditch, right, Brian? So, Ernie in the
Oh,
wall coming out of turn number 2. This is going to jam him up. Oh, he's going to come down, make contact, and oh my goodness, finally catches it, but into the side of Jaden Sanchez. They are constantly sliding and wrecking down into 3 and 4 now.
don't
Jaden's
stop
going to
on the
come to a
track.
halt.
He could have kept it going.
Well, that's what the race director in me says as well. But now you're kind of stuck at the will of the banking, and you almost have to. There you go. I was going to say you got to find reverse and just get it down off the banking at that point. Looks like he may lose a lap. I couldn't tell who that was. So this is all going to start in the middle, or if not the entry of turn 1. Ernie, he's going to come down and kind of diamond the corner here. Very great. That's what you want to do at Atlanta, but you're going to get very tight. Some occasions coming off of turn number 2, previous experience, it's never good, and just starts pinballing between the wall and Archie. I think you first started ricocheting off of Justin. I'd have to need a third look at it here, but then he finally lands on Jaden, and Jaden, he's like, whoa, and man, oh man, a lot of damage done. I would have to say internally to Ernest's truck after getting sandwiched back into the wall like that. Both sides would have to be pancaked. He's got to, I would have to assume, have a fast repair and a couple of brutal hits to the right side of the 38 machine. You would think Jaden might use his as well. So. My goodness golly, if it's not happening in the back, it's happening in the front of the field. So Troy Daggett thought he had a comfortable 2 1/4 second lead, but that 2 1/4 second lead went bye-bye real quick when this battle for second place got heated. And, the inner race director in me or race control or whatever you'd like to call it just says, oh man, really, did you have to stop like that? Couldn't you have kept up, just a little bit? RESPCT. But Brandon's still with the Gander RV and Outdoors windshield. Gonna have to get that fixed, Brandon. But I'm not quite surprised at Brandon's pace at this point in the race. But it's not too concerning for me. But I kind of figured Brandon would be up at the front, but looks like he's playing the long game from the looks of things. He's trying to be there when it matters, and that's
So,
at the
race
end of the
control
race.
update. Going back, they saw from our point of view that the 38 will be getting a drive-through
And 4.
for stopping on a track to bring out that yellow. They must have heard us talking about it. So, Mr. Sanchez in the 38 will receive a drive-through next time by, so he will go, I think, to the tail end of the line, or they're just going to let him be where he is and then try to get down there But if it's me, I would move him to the back so it doesn't ruin anybody else's race. So yeah. I had a feeling they would catch on with it, but unfortunately, just the nature of the beast. Unfortunately, Kamari and Tyler, they didn't bring out a yellow, which they could have, and they wrecked pretty hard in the inside there. So unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. When you wreck and hit the wall, if you're still looking straight, unfortunately, you keep her going. I've done it multiple times. You need to keep her going, and it's the consequences, that you pay. So anyway, well, Daggett, the leader, is he's gonna choose the outside lane. Justin Steves is gonna be on the inside lane, Will. So Justin Steves currently P2 at the moment.
Yeah, good run by Justin here this evening at the moment. He's been having a spill of great runs, great performances, whether it be in the Cup Series or in the trucks. So great to see the good positive momentum being Justin's way this evening. At this moment, still early on, we still have almost 100 laps to go, not quite, about 70 math.
Yes. Could be very hard.
No, that's 80. That's still 82 laps to go when we get to the line. I want to say
when they come to the line.
Oh, okay. I was close.
And the green flag is out. Oh, Justin with the tire spin.
Justin.
And they're about to wreck again. Oh no, I think Chris got caught in that. Oh. That is why we do not start in first gear. That is exactly why we don't start in first gear. They're not at Talladega. So as we watch here, there's Chris. Justin mashes the throttle. And loses the rear. Chris tries to check up. Pete's there. Pete goes around too as well. 66 comes down. Just a big old accordion effect. Oh, there's just nowhere to go. Everybody. That's not funny. It's really not. I shouldn't be laughing at that. So at lap 68, it will be halfway. Let me see something here.
Oh, multiple people spun their tires. It wasn't just Justin.
Oh yeah, it was multiple people. That is the nature of the beast. Especially here. So 51 of 135 in the books. Couple of laps under caution here. Bristol's going to be a doozy next week, that's for sure. What a doozy. Do we see it again? That's why I always prefer to start in second gear to prevent that. Because I know it might stack up the field a little bit, but you see there, Daggett's going to take the outside again, so the two teammates are first and second. His other teammate is 17th.
Yeah, that jumbled up a lot of people. Multiple people, like I said, had some problems.
Yeah.
Is there an error with the overlays?
On the stream it is.
Oh, on the stream.
Yeah, hold on.
Things not functioning.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it. And oh boy, green flag is out. Still in. You see there, Daggett. There we go. We're back. Daggett with a good start. Archibald up there, P2. Jaden is now serving his drive-through. Skylar Sixton, P6. Running the outside, he's got the 70 Brown to his inside. You see here, Ernest Kane coming back up here.
Yeah, a lot of drivers trying to make a comeback drive now after having a load of misfortune here.
Oh yeah. You see Skylar rocking the outside lane there.
Almost rock'em sock'em.
Oh boy.
He's getting tight there, it looks like, with Justin. Justin now mired back here in the traffic. I haven't seen him in the traffic that much. This is going to play a big handling on his truck, one would think.
Oh yeah. You see Chris Camary. in that P10 from Brandon Moore, but little do you know, Brandon Moore is to the inside of Chris as these drivers getting very tight, coming off the turn.
Very tight indeed, side by side battling going on here. This is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th positions.
Yep.
You see Ernie slicing and dicing, trying to pick and choose to get back up inside the top 5 positioning. Multiple drivers really able to Harvick line it, really put those left sides on the paint around here. That's one of the best lines around here. If you can just get right on to the bottom and to where your truck can maneuver. You said lap 67?
Yes.
So Brandon Moore now back inside the top 10 as well, 7th position. Troy Daggett back, Meyer back in the dirty air. Not sure what could have happened to Troy besides maybe pitting. Or just, he could have found a wall, Brian.
That could
But
be.
he is now dropping back into the 8th position. He's had a load of drivers pass him up. So Archibald in the lead, Joe Stipe second, Jason Pearson third, Ernie King back inside the top 5 in 4th position, Justin Steeves in 5th. Like I said, don't know what has happened to Daggett.
Don't know, I'm not too sure. Yeah. Doesn't say. If we get a next caution, we'll have to go back and look at it.
Could have just barely skimmed the wall and lost all that forward momentum. That's all it takes when you're in these trucks. If you lose your momentum, lose your rhythm, you're going to get passed up by a lot of mini trucks if they are still tightly together.
As you see here, JP looking to apply the pressure to Joe Stipe. As Joe Stipe looks to get on by Sammy there. But Sammy has all that momentum on the outside. As Joe is looking to stay on the bottom. But JP carries that momentum off of 4 into turns 1 and 2. Helps Joe.
Joe Stipe taking the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Archie looking back to the inside, though, going into turns 3 and 4. Joe with a bit of a bobble in the center of 3 and 4, though. Great side-by-side battling for the lead. As looked there in 4th position, 3rd and 4th position. Ernest and Justin. Ernie dragging the wall down going into turn 3. That's the cost of riding the high line at times. You can just get kind of dazed and confused and just
for so long
miss your...
not true. One little woman never bargained for you.
You can miss
and a few
man.
Yes.
Justin with a bump to the back of JP.
We got a bunch of shimmy shimmy cocoa pop up here in the front. That's for sure. A lot of, hey buddy, I'm here, I'm gonna give you a shot. But you see Sammy Archibald and Will fixing to lose a spot to JP as Daggett's in the pits now.
Brandon Moore put a slide job on Brown in the 70, so
yeah, he did.
Who's in the pits? Daggett?
Daggett.
Yeah, that's got to be unscheduled.
You see there, Justin Steves will getting on by JP. As Ernest King
Yeah,
now
just
sets his sights on that 82 Chevy truck.
well, it's halfway, Brian.
It is. Who else is pitting? Hunter. Unless those guys are pitting because they didn't pit the last few times. I don't know. Could be. Technically, next time by will be. Because it's like 67 and a half and you round up 68.
Oh, okay, my apologies.
Just like that, now they hit lap 68. Oh.
Just some great battling going on
Highball
up here at
now
the
in
front.
the pits. That's just probably guys who stood out.
Sammy Archibald, Justin Steves, Joe Stipe, Jason Pearson, Ernest King, Brandon Moore, and Brown all make up this top 7 breakaway. Chris Kamari with a drive back to 8th position currently. Christopher Campbell in 9th, and Tyler Myers somehow in 10th position.
Yep. And I'm sure Chris Kamari wasn't nice to Tyler when he was getting on by him, but Chris is just a great driver who comes out and just likes to have fun. And some tracks he does good. Sometimes he's a victim of changes, you know. So that just happens. Anyway, I do believe those are done. So now we can go to our favorite portion of the night. Our little crank it up section here for you guys and listen to the sounds of these truckers as they go around Old Atlanta. Enjoy.
Well, as we come back from the crank it up, hopefully you crank it down so we're not too loud. Or if you like us loud, that's cool too. 79, basically lap 80 now. So lap 80 of 135 about to be complete. Sammy Archibald currently leading in the 21 machine. Then we have Justin Steves, just basically 7/10 of a second, might as well say a half a second, back behind. Brandon Moore right behind Justin. Then Joe Stipe is in 4th position. Jason Pearson in 5th position, 3 1/4 second back. He's got Brown all over the back of him, and Brown actually passes for 5th position. Myers in 7th position, Chris Camary in 8th, so Myers somehow found the speed to get up from 10th position into 7th place in the last 15 laps or so. Christopher Campbell in 9th position, then Jim Willis rounding out the top 10. We've got multiple trucks 1 lap down. We've got 3 trucks 2 laps down, and I want to say 2 trucks. We got 4 trucks 2 laps down and 2 trucks 3 laps down, without having to list out. Yep, Justin is pitting. Ernest is out of the race. I don't think we caught what made him get out, but Ernie's out of the race. Wasn't he on a drive back? Like he was.
Yeah. He went out.
Yeah, he was inside. Oh man, that's a heartbreaker. So green flag pit stops underway for some more lead lappers. We saw a couple pit earlier, but they were just way off sequence compared to others.
I hate to see that for Ernie. He was having a very good run. See there with a lead change, Brandon Moore gets on by Sammy, but Sammy is pitting. So good run by Brandon Moore. Oh, Brandon comes in the pits this time. Along with Tyler, along with JP. Oh, Campbell. Hate to see that for him. Now you see the leader coming into the pits. See Chris coming into the pits as well. They might need one more, I do believe.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
It truly is, because you think if Troy Daggett can keep it well, I don't know, because
Well,
yeah, I was going to say it, but I kind of forgot Troy had a moment of his own, and he's on a different cycle. So, man, it's almost anyone's ballgame at this moment, Brian. I almost called you Chris. Like I had Chris in the brain. It was about to come out, but then I'm like, no, this is Brian. Anthony Lane currently leading, but he's in the pits. I was going to say yes. So he should get credited for leading a lap. With pitting early and offset like he did, he gained a lot of time back, Brian. And Brandon Moore gained a lot of time here. Archie is our biggest loser. You almost have to feel like something, whether it was the in lap or the out lap, really hurt him. He's 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds back. Brandon Moore.
Yes, he is. But Justin Steve is only a second in it. I might as well say about a second. He's just catching Brandon pretty quick. But yet again, Justin can be pushing very hard to get to Brandon. Really just all depends, you know. 90 laps complete, Will. 3 cautions, I do believe. I think it might have been 3 or 4. See that Jaden Sanchez now in the pits?
I want to say it was 4.
A Mick?
It might be 3.
Thanks to everybody in tonight. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think it's Amick. Like Brendan Amick.
It could be.
Like the race car driver at one time, Brendan Amick.
That could be.
I think it's Amick. It could be a Mick, but it.
A Mick? No, it's.
No, no. Brian, you're pronouncing it a Mick. I'm saying Amick. Anyway, either way, could be right.
You see there, 70 trying to get on by Joe Stipe to take that top 5 away from Joe. Oh, 3 wide back there.
How did Rhea Ripley get the elbow or shoulder injury or whatever? Like, did she sustain a mania or?
No, it was the from Liv. Fuck. Oh, I almost did it again. When Liv threw the chair at him.
I think the Liv Morgan attack was just that's just kayfabe. But like what? You don't actually know where she sustained the injury.
The only thing Rhea said was when she got attacked by Liv.
Oh well, that's kayfabe. I'm sure we'll be able to dig it up somewhere. Epic battle going on here. Myers,
top 5.
Stipe, Pearson, Brown. Yeah, top 5 positions.
Oh, wow! Bobble. What a bobble.
And that gap from Brandon Moore to Justin Steves has kind of stabilized at the moment to a 1.25 seconds to a 1.5 seconds. So Justin running very strong in 2nd place. I don't know. I think he might. I think he might actually have something for Brandon the final pit stop. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, now he's falling tremendously now. So.
Good point. But if he pits a little bit before Brandon, maybe he could have that fresh tire advantage and, do what Brandon's doing at the moment, pulling away. Because we do suspect these truckers having to have to pit one more time.
Yes, they do.
Everybody
Maybe
getting by Myers now.
115-ish or 120-ish.
Tyler Myers running apparently his idle paint scheme, Jeff Bodine, or excuse me, that's Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine paint scheme.
Yeah.
The onion.
Yes. Lumber
Basically,
liquidator. Brandon Moore, 8 seconds on Justin. But now here's the question, though. If Justin pits a little bit early, correct? And takes that 4 tires if he has it. And Brandon comes in, pits, takes enough fuel just to get to the end of the race, but doesn't top off for a green white checkered if they have it, and only takes 2 sets of tires. Brandon can gain a lot more time that way.
yeah, good possibilities, good strategy, lots of thinking to go around.
So
I always felt like Brett Bodine was like the Paul Tracy of NASCAR.
With Daggett, all them coming in the pit for the last time.
Hey, Barney actually looks around. I thought he just looked coming out of turn number 4, but he actually looks around. So, yeah, we see some drivers making the final pit stop. This is whenever I expected Daggett to pit. So Justin has fallen into the clutches of Archie.
Like I said, Justin might have pushed a little bit. Wow. Only 9 drivers on the lap, 15, only 8.
Yes, Highball in the 41 is next in the danger zone of going a lap down to the race leader, Brandon Moore.
Oh, he's pitting. I know he ain't.
Told you.
Looks like he got a little loose there. You see Justin dealing with some lappers there.
It looks like they were more beneficial for Archibald than they were for Justin.
Yep.
About to be 25 laps to go. If I read that wrong.
Next time, bud. No.
No, 30.
Yeah, you got
30. Yeah, I read that wrong.
It'll be
That's okay.
110.
Yeah, 110. Yeah, I can still do math, Brian. My apologies. It may not sound like it tonight, but I can. I promise.
It's alright, Will. I forgive you. Just like that.
Justin needs
fell
to
into the
change
clutches.
his windshield too.
Okay. So, Will, if they get a caution, Christopher Campbell is going to get the wave around. Lane has pitted a little bit later than the other fellas, so he would have to make one more. So Campbell can pray to get this caution to fall in his favor. So he will be the first car to the last one. And
Only a ton of drivers trapped a lap down, or maybe multiple laps down from the looks of things, you know.
Justin's pitting now, so he's going to try to strategize.
Well, it depends on how much longer Brandon Moore stays out for the short pit to be effective for someone to have anything maybe for Brandon Moore. If Brandon stays out, you know, too long, it could be, you know, he could shoot himself in the foot.
Yes, that is very true. Oh, Brandon's in the pits.
Okay, so he matches, might as well say he matches Justin, who I guess he saw as his kind of one of his biggest threats with, you know, at least short to medium run pace, right? So
you see there, Chris
that's going to hand the lead
behind the 5 car. Well, sorry, truck. The cars
That's
are
okay.
Thursday. Oh, Sammy Archibald coming into the pits. Oh, he gets loose.
He's having a slide into the pits. That could be an unsafe pit entry. So that could be tragedy for the 21 machine having that epic run this evening. That's going to hand the lead back over to Joe Stipe, who's been our leader already this evening. Love to see it.
Connor Myers is out.
Out of fuel?
No, just pulled out of the pits.
Oh, out of the pits. Oh, okay.
There goes
10-4.
Hitting.
Yeah.
Now will we hit that 25 laps to go? Campbell up there in P2. See Brandon Moore got on by Joe Stipe.
See the difference in tire life here.
Yeah.
Joe really neat. Joe should be pitting. He shouldn't be staying out here this long because now Archie has an overlap back by him. Joe should be pitting. He doesn't need to be staying out too much longer, lose too much more ground to the fresh tire. If not, he could lose a top. He could lose out on getting a top 10 position here, Brian.
Yeah, he's staying out. Unless he's magically banking on the caution. That is the only thing that I can think of.
I don't like this call by Joe. He's had a tremendous race up until this point, and having these fresh tires just keep blowing by him. He should have pitted, like, I feel like at least 3 laps ago. At least 3 laps ago. Still not coming down. Yep.
I would say Justin, I meant Joe.
It's okay. They have the same initials.
Yeah. Something happened to Justin because Justin pitted way before Brandon, and Brandon got out. I don't know what happened to Justin there.
I'm going to assume a speeding penalty.
That is a possibility. 20 laps to go.
Because he's in 10th position. Oh, okay, well, it still hasn't cycled out. I don't know how he lost a lot of time. You're right. He lost a ton of time. But it looks like he's still going to get a top 10 result.
Oh, yeah.
Has Campbell pitted?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, this is tremendous drive back for Campbell, but he has still yet to pit with
he
Joe.
came down earlier. I don't know. Well, 18 laps to go. Joe
Still not
Stipe
pitted.
is still out. Joe Stipe is still out. You see Woodrum now in the pits. Daggett getting on by Campbell. I'm telling you, I think Joe and Campbell are banking on a caution. Or maybe I slipped and pressed my button and go yellow. No, I won't do that.
Terrible.
That would be. That would be absolutely horrible. I don't even know the buttons that. Oh, Chris hit the wall. Speaking of Campbell, Campbell's in the pits.
Well, making his final scheduled pit stop of the evening, that's going to put a couple of other drivers back up a little bit up the totem pole.
I think Joe's pitting now. Yeah.
I think it's got a King of the Hill inspired paint scheme. That's cool. If anybody out there likes the King of the Hill cartoon, animated kind of adult wall, yeah, might as well follow it.
Daggett's in the wall. That was
Oh
Skyler.
man, and
Sorry.
Lane, yeah, that was Skyler. Lane goes to do some avoiding. 15 laps to go, and Joe Stipe finally brings her down pit road here in the bearded Bear Customs.
No, this is regular truck. And that's Thursday.
Okay, my apologies.
but
I
they
just
are one
want
of
to
the
plug that
sponsors
sponsor so badly.
That's good. No, you're fine. But he
Once
is
I
one of
finally
those
get it
ones.
right, oh man, it's a boo-boo. Darn it, Brian.
You're okay with it.
Daggett, Brian.
All right.
See, we get to use Daggett's name as a foul.
Yes.
So, looks like we might be talking to Archie after all if he can keep, Tyler Myers at bay. He's only about 2 seconds back from Archie. So, JP, I was hoping we would talk to him more, but don't think we're going to. He's quite a way. He's over 4 seconds back of Myers. Daggett, I don't think he's going to hang on to that 5th position. If he does, it's going to be surprising because Jim Willis, is right there. He's only 4 seconds back at Daggett, and we've seen Daggett either be struggling. He looked like to be kind of a dominator of the evening, but he fell into some struggles, per se, and that's been miring him back into the traffic.
Anyway, well, 12 laps to go.
Looks like Justin Steve still, like we talked about, still going to get a top 10 night, 8th position at this moment of running. He is the next truck in line to kind of fall into the one lap down clutches of finishing one lap down, that is, but he's got a good 3, maybe 4 second gap before that occurs.
Bristol's going to be interesting. It absolutely is.
Bristol's next week in the Truck Series.
Yes.
I was going to look in a minute, but thank you for telling me now. I thought it was.
Yeah, no, you're good.
150 slaps around Bristol, that'll be fun. Or however long it is. I assume it's 150.
It is, I'll let you know right now.
Most of the BNR short track races are that length, that's why I just assumed it was 150, right? So.
It is.
Laps to go, or it could be 9.
9 to go right now.
Okay. I wanted to say something else so bad, but I didn't. So, Brandon Moore still in the lead. I figured this was kind of what was going to happen after, I spotted him coming back down pit road during one of those cautions, right, to top off that one time. I think it was the last caution we had. And it really proved to be beneficial for him.
Yep.
He conserved a little bit, then when he needed to, he started slicing and dicing, putting them down, working his way through the field. Myers is actually really in Archibald, so he's going to definitely have to put up a fight, I do believe, for that second place, because Myers is a winner here at Atlanta. He's backed into a win, literally, right? So.
Yes, he has. Oh, look, his head does move.
I told you it did earlier. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's trying to have a stroke, maybe a seizure. I don't know. It's hard to tell. He could have Tourette's. As much as he has to wave that flag, or the flags, multiple flags waved here in motorsport. All sorts of colors of flags. 5 laps to go. Looks like, Hunter might get a top 10 as well. Nope, as soon as I say that, Lane. Taking the spot away. Great battle going on there.
Falling into Tyler.
Yes, I said that a while ago.
Almost. You know what I haven't put up for a long time?
The track map.
Yeah.
The map. The map. The map. The map. So, really calm. Once everybody got settled in, it became a very nice, calm, mild-mannered Atlanta race. But goodness gracious, it's going to be a scrap here for second place in the final 3 laps of the race. Is this coming to 2 to go, Brian?
3.
Okay, 3 to go. My apologies. I'm always wanting to jump ahead of myself. So, there we go. They go underneath Barney. 3 laps to go. Brandon Moore has an 8.5 second lead, so these guys can rock 'em, sock 'em all day long as far as he's concerned. as long as nobody brings out a caution, Brandon Moore definitely wants to see that checkered pattern flag come out and be displayed. At least the white flag, right? At least see the white flag. Hopefully make it back around to see the checkered. Tyler Myers has caught up to the tailgate, the truck bed just about of Archie. What does he have left? Oh no, he gets in the wall. He has nothing left in that Lumber Liquidators, truck. So he's going to have to settle for third position as we go back and eye and find Brandon Moore as he's going to finish out this final lap of asking. I don't think he has anything left for Archie unless he can run him back down now. Oh, he's actually trying, I think. He's given it all she's got, Captain. But Brandon Moore should be going through 3 and 4 right now, taking the checkered flag.
Yep.
Tyler Myers not able after he gets into the wall to get back at Archie. So he will come home in third position. Archie second. That's the podium finishers. There's a scrap going on. Camary and Willis. No, that's a second apart. My apologies. I got hyped for nothing. But Campbell got by Hunter to get 11th position. No, he got 10th position at the line.
Yep.
Wow, he got by Anthony Lane. Going through 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, he got by Lane. Wow, to get a top 10. Wow.
Let's see how close that was.
I feel like it was kind of close. Yeah, it was kind of close. It was kind of. You don't have to slow-mo it. Yeah, let's just let it play out naturally. It's going to be great. So Campbell going to go all the way downstairs he's trying to get that truck to turn and finally gets it. I think Anthony might have tagged the wall to the outside, but nevertheless, that was still a close battle coming to the line for 10th position. And we missed Brandon doing his burnout, but that's okay. That's okay. We can always rewind with the power of rewind if we truly cared, but hey, let's look at the medevac as we wrangle up our podium finishers. Brandon Moore, Samuel Archibald, Tyler Myers, that's the podium finishers. Jason Pearson, Troy Daggett, that's the top 5. Chris Camary, Jim Willis, Justin Steves, Joshua Highball, Chris Campbell, that's the top 10. Anthony Lane, Ron Hunter, Paul Brown, Joe Stipe, Skylar Sixton, Pete Woodrum, Jaden Sanchez, Brian Swartz.
Robert
We've
Amaral,
got a few more.
David Fashholz, P20. Evan Amick, P21. Ernest King, P22. Dan Withers, P23. And then Daniel Lyle, P24.
Next week, if Amick is back, you need to ask him if it's Amick. I think it's Amick.
Alright, we'll bring in Tyler Myers.
Yo.
Yo, Tyler, a bit of a rough start to this Atlanta race, the get up and go and everything. You and Camary found each other. But, your truck, you just had a bobble coming out of turn 2, and then bam, it was on from there. You almost had it under control, and then the arrow and everything. But luckily, you guys able to have the quick repairs. You got it back going from there. Tell us about it. It was a long, struggled race for most and just about everybody, Tyler.
Yeah, it was very... I had to figure out a good old line because everyone was running that bottom, and I moved my way up to the top, and that's where I wanted to stay. Where it was good. It was a long race, but
Tell us about just how the truck was going to drive, in traffic in that dirty air. It looked like it was a handful on the restarts and the initial, like I said, the initial get up and go.
Well, I got up behind Sammy there with 2 to go. Tried to go around him, but it just got way too tight when he's running the same line. So that's I looked for a second, but hey, it was
Yeah, good drive back. Like I said, after what happened.
yeah. I had luckily that one of the cautions came out, and then caution precautions, so another one came out. So I was able to get that lucky dog and kept to myself, kept the truck clean, tires under me, and everything here. So
Yes, they do this cheese grater of a mile and a half.
no, I did it when I was looking at them. Tires weren't wearing as bad as I thought they would.
Next week is
So,
Bristol here in the BNR Truck Series next Tuesday evening. What's the preparation and mindset for you, Tyler, going into Bristol?
survival. Survival of the fittest at Bristol.
Oh, survival. So I see you were running a Brett Bodine paint scheme. Is that like your idol in NASCAR? I'm just curious, Tyler.
Not
In the
really.
Truck Series,
I just like, oh,
Oh, you just like the Lumber Liquidator paint scheme? It was a cool paint scheme. I thought it was cool back in the day.
well, since we were going to older land, I figured bring out an older paint scheme. Yeah.
But yeah, Bristol. Any final thoughts, shout outs, Tyler, so we could get you out of here, let you go celebrate that podium?
Just shout out to Brian. We got our this great league. It's turned out to be something good, something special. Took a while, but we got it.
Yeah, we did. That we did.
Well, great talking to you too.
Good talking to you too, Tyler. Thanks for talking to us this evening. Hopefully you can carry this momentum onward to Bristol and stay out the trouble there.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Dodge and weave, bump and run.
I don't know what that means. Hey, tired of riding 4.
Right.
Oh. But,
All right, buddy. I'll let you get back up there.
all right.
Up next. Oh, Sammy. Sammy.
What we got?
You finally did it.
Finished the race, yeah, I know.
I'm going to faint and fall over. It's unbelievable. So, now that you're up here, we're talking to you, and whatnot, instead of talking to you while you're coming out of the medical center, So, what a difficult race for some. Others, a lot better, lots of struggling going on. There was some great racing, great side-by-side, great, a little bit of packy here and there, right? But, what all were you struggling with, Sammy? And tell us about how your truck was faring in the pack whenever you guys were racing so tight together.
Yeah, I mean, it was just super tight. You couldn't really run the bottom in traffic, so I just kind of stuck it up top because I could get the car to rotate really nice up there. But I struggled with pit road. I'm horrible at getting in and out efficiently. So I lose time to Brandon there, and I think I gave up 4 seconds to him because he can just get in there so good.
Brandon's good at that. Brandon's very good at hitting his marks in the pits. That's one
He
thing.
really is.
He's also good with tire saving too as well, so. But pits are the number one capitalization when it comes to strategy. We seen you slip. It get sideways. We seen it.
Yeah, I thought she was goner. I don't know how I didn't speed there. be honest. I was like
Uh,
70 when I crossed the line.
Even get an unsafe pit entry either. So, um, that's kind of miraculous, right? In and of itself, that iRacing was like, "Oh, you're good. It's all
Yeah.
Gucci."
And the first couple laps there, I forget who it was. But whoever it was got loose in front of me and like must have let off the gas a ton. And they came right up and I hit them a little bit and they kind of spun around. I forget who it was. But
Bristol's next week, Sammy. If you're here next week for Bristol, what's the thought, the mindset, the preparation going into Bristol for you?
Bristol, I am absolutely ready for. I love the concrete tracks. I can do better there. And I can rip the top again, so that'll work out in my favor. So probably do a little bit of practice and hopefully go and win.
Well, best final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add? Maybe talk about some more before we let you go celebrate this P2?
Well, I mean, thanks Brian for setting all this up. You will, great commentator. I think that's it.
well, there you go. Well, sir, awesome job on the P2. I know you got work, so it's a good thing
I do.
we kind of made this a little short for you, so at least you can get some rest. So, best of luck to you at Bristol, and if you're there Thursday and Saturday, we're at Talladega. So,
Yeah, definitely Saturday, no to Thursday, and I'll get about 6 hours of sleep now.
well, there you go.
But it's worth it.
Yes, sir. All right, buddy. Best of luck to you.
Yep, thanks you guys.
Yep. Next up, Will. Our phenomenal B Moore. Is it Mike Skinner, or what do we want to call you here?
Mike's in the booth.
Oh, all right. then there you go. Mike's in the booth. Anyway, sir, hell of a job. Qualified on the pole, I do believe.
Yeah.
A lot faster times. There was a massive tie from third all the way down to sixth in qualifying, and then a little bit more after that. But it seems like you kind of gotten a handle of Old Atlanta, and I know you like the Old Atlanta a lot better than
Absolutely.
what that other crazy super speedway track is. Everybody said you were the capital. You did a lot of your gaining on pit road. Everybody struggled tonight. You were just nice and smooth in.
Oh yeah, I was killing on the entry. I was happy with myself for once.
That's what everybody said. I'm like,
I was flying down into there in the pit road entry.
I was gonna say he ain't gonna step on nothing because he's the one to beat, if anything. Because that's what Sammy was saying. He goes, I just don't know how Brandon does. I said Brandon's just good like that. Brandon knows how to get into the pits and then get out of the pits. So I said if you're gonna try to beat him, you have to hit your marks. You can't slip up or nothing. I said Brandon's always good with that. But anyway, awesome run tonight. Why don't you go ahead and gotta give us a thorough rundown of how the overall race went. What was maybe difficult throughout most of the night? What was the best lane to run? We've seen everybody's running different lanes too as well.
Yeah, I thought the overall race was pretty good. I just kind of played around with some strategy, hoping some strategy would fall in. Just kind of playing around at the first of the race, getting off sequence with some fuel. A lot of different lines being ran. I seen a lot of people around the middle to the top. I didn't see a lot of people trying the lower line on that shallower entry like I was running. I was running a lot different than what Sam and Justin was running. I kind of like that more traditional early apex. Kind of let it roll the white line and then come off approach.
It works a lot better, I think.
Yeah, especially the long run on the tires. It really helps the drive off on the end of the run. So that's why I kind of stuck with that. But But yeah, overall is a fun race. I think everybody did a pretty good job.
I believe so too. Was tire wear an issue?
I don't think it was a huge issue. I didn't the first couple yellows. I didn't even take tires,
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
I was able to hang on to the lead. Pack there pretty well and towards the back with older tires.
I was gonna say you
Uh,
end up blowing through the field on those
y-
older tires, I do believe, and
yeah,
managed to
because
get
I was
back into
like
the fight.
running with like 38 lap old tires and people were on freshies.
That's what I'm saying, and
But
it's like I tell everybody, you are phenomenal for tire saving. And everyone's like, well, I don't know how he does it. Watch him. You can learn a lot from Brandon. He
you
might
just gotta
be.
watch your throttle inputs is the main
Mm-hmm.
thing. Your throttle and your entry. And it's
Yeah.
also according to the track too on which lane's gonna save the tires. It's more so if you're fighting against the banking or not. Kind of like fighting against the grain, like in
Mm-hmm.
like wood grain.
Yeah.
If you're going against the grain, it's gonna be a lot harder. But if you're going with the grain, you're gonna save that tire. So here, especially in turn one, you want the more shallow entry because how the banking starts into the corner. You're not fighting with it. You're just kind of letting it roll, and once you get it on the right rear, you can kind of hammer it off and get that drive off.
That's the cue. By the way, the last pit stop was it 4 tires, 2 tires, or just fuel only?
Four,
Four. That's
four. I took
yeah.
four.
Because I was talking with Will, I'm like, I don't know. Brandon could probably take 2 because he's phenomenal for doing that sometimes. And
Well, I didn't see the need for it. I didn't want to risk it, and the
right,
reason why I didn't want to risk it is I already had such a huge lead. I think it was 5 or 6 seconds,
I think
something
it was
like
6.
that.
I think it was
If
6.
if if somebody takes two behind me, I've still got a big enough advantage to where
Oh
I'm
yeah.
coming out on four, and I'm gonna pass them right back. But if I gamble and I take two, everybody else takes four, caution comes out, then I'm on the disadvantage and I'm on the back foot and I'm fighting against 4 tires, trying to restart in the lead on just
That is
two.
true. That is true. Anyway,
So
Will. Oh, go ahead, B.
that's
I'm
the
sorry.
reasoning behind the pit calls.
That is good though. You end up capitalizing, like I said, exiting the pits on point is going to get you to where you need to be, and you are the victorious one in that deal. But I'm going to hand it over to Will, so we'll let Will finish this up with you. And if you, I'm sure you guys are going to drag it on, but that's fine because I enjoy it. So go ahead, Will.
Yes, we're going to totally drag it on till midnight. So, Brandon, yes, Bristol's next
Mike.
week. By the way, no, yeah, my apologies, Mr. Mike Skinner. Um, anyway, so somewhat dominant performance once you got back out in the clean air. Like you came back down under, I want to say it was either that third or fourth caution we had. You topped off. Like you and Brian talked about, you eventually drove back up through the field. The pit stops really worked in your favor. Pit stops under green, great equalizer for most and many, and that led you into getting back into the top 5 positioning and back into the lead, right? So you had a few competitors that were up there like Ernie and Troy. They just ran into some problems of their own as well, so they were looking to be a threat for this win, but next week, Bristol, Mike. So, what's the fear or the dread or maybe the inspiration going into Bristol?
Well, just another short track. I like the short tracks. It's one I like those, and I like the mile and a half's the best. But mainly just keeping the nose clean. Obviously, Bristol being Bristol, you have to survive it. It's going to be a lot of laps. Uh, Tires will be a factor as well. I don't think they're going to be as huge a factor as it is at Atlanta, but it will be a factor maintaining tires and knowing when to take the tires. Uh, I think track position will be a factor, especially if we do end up getting the longer runs. Definitely want to stay towards the front. Don't want to get stuck in the back in traffic, getting laps down. But should prove to be an interesting race as Bristol always does, and looking forward to it.
Well, Brandon, any final thoughts or shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add to the race before we let you go celebrate this dub?
I just want to thank the broadcast booth. Y'all do a phenomenal job. I want to thank all the competitors who come out to put on a good race tonight. And just thankful for being able to come out tonight, put on a good show, and get a win. Feels good to come to Atlanta again, the proper Atlanta, as I call it, the good Atlanta, and get a win in the trucks. Hopefully we can capitalize next week at Bristol and at least put it on the podium, because we have to have Mike in the booth. Without Mike in the booth, it's not proper.
It's someone else hosting the Mike Skinner podcast on Tuesday evenings. You're correct. So thanks for coming out, racing, being a part, and everything, Brandon. Congratulations on the win, and that'll do it just about for us this evening. Pretty epic Atlanta race, Brian. So we saw just about a bit of everything. We saw tire spinning on the restarts at times. We saw, chaos. We saw great racing, some side-by-side battling. We saw heartache with drivers maybe having mistakes or things to that nature. So next week, Bristol, the world's fastest Coliseum, short track or however. Brandon, how's it listed on the ticket or whatever, the world's fastest short track? Right?
Oh, you're talking Bristol, world's fastest half mile.
Thank you. I couldn't quite remember
Bristol,
the slogan.
baby, world's fastest half mile.
Yes. Anyway, so that's next week in the BNR Truck Series. Remember, this week in the BNR Cup Series, it is Talladega, baby. So until then, until Thursday, same bat time, bat channel for the BNR Bearded Bear Fixed Cup Series there on Thursdays.